Welcome to NextYou. Sometimes, life teaches us lessons not through success, but through silence, distance, and pain. This is a story of a young man who learned the true meaning of forgiveness, not in books, but in the echoes of his own heart. There was once a quiet village surrounded by golden fields, where the wind carried the scent of ripe wheat and the songs of birds that never stopped singing. In that village lived a young man named Armin, ambitious, hardworking, but full of pride. His father was a simple man, a farmer who had spent his whole life under the sun, and his hands were proof of it, rough, cracked, and strong. Every morning, his father would call him softly, "Armin, come help me in the field." But Armin would often reply, "Father, I have bigger dreams than this soil." His father would smile and say, "Son, no dream grows without roots. Remember, the deeper your roots, the higher you'll rise." Armin never truly understood those words. Years passed, and one morning he left the village without saying goodbye, without looking back. He promised himself he'd return as a successful man. The city swallowed him whole, its noise, its lights, its false promises. He worked day and night, chasing something he couldn't name. Money came, but peace didn't. Friends surrounded him when he was rising, but disappeared when he fell. Months turned into years. One day, a letter arrived, yellowed, simple, with shaky handwriting. It was from his father. "Dear son," it read, "I hope the city treats you well. I may not understand your world, but I pray for you every day. I'm proud of you, even from far away." Armin read it once, then pushed it aside. He thought, "I don't have time for letters." But time has its own way of teaching. One evening, while walking home under flickering streetlights, he saw an old man selling handmade baskets. The man's hands were rough, cracked, familiar. Something inside him broke. Memories flooded back. The laughter, the mornings in the fields, the voice calling his name. He realized how far he'd gone, not from home, but from himself. That night, he couldn't sleep. He packed a small bag and took the first bus to his village. The road back seemed longer than ever. The fields looked smaller, the trees older. When he reached home, the door was slightly open. The air was quiet. He called out, "Father?" But only the sound of birds answered. An elderly neighbor walked up, tears in his eyes. "He waited for you every evening," the man said softly. "Every day, he'd sit by the gate and say, 'My son will come back soon.'" Armin's eyes filled. Inside the small house, on an old wooden table, lay another letter, unopened, unsent. He opened it slowly. "My dear Armin," it said, "if you are reading this, I might not be there. But remember, forgiveness is stronger than regret. I forgive you, my son, for not understanding sooner. I hope you forgive yourself too." The letter fell from his hand. He sat down, his head in his hands, as the wind whispered through the window. Days turned into weeks, and Armin stayed in the village. He began working in the same fields he once hated. But now, every handful of soil felt sacred. He would talk to the wind, the way his father used to, and sometimes he felt as if the wind replied. One morning, a little boy passing by asked, "Uncle, why do you smile when you work?" Armin looked up and said, "Because this soil carries love, and love never dies." He rebuilt his father's old house, kept the same chair by the gate, and every evening he'd light a small lantern, not for his father, but for himself. A reminder that forgiveness lights even the darkest hearts. Years later, when people in the village spoke of him, they said, "He's the man who found peace by losing everything." And in truth, that was his gift. The power to forgive, to start again, and to live with gratitude. So if you've ever hurt someone you love, or walked too far away from who you are, remember this. Forgiveness is not about the past. It's about freeing your heart for the future. Because peace doesn't come from fixing everything. It comes from accepting and loving, even when it hurts. This was the last letter, a story about learning that life's greatest strength isn't ET power or success. It's the quiet courage to forgive.
Thank you for watching NextYou.
Thank you for watching NextYou. If this touched your heart, let it remind you. There's always a way back home.